You've possibly heard of SoundCloud, soundcloud.com, which is a storage site for music and audio and even podcasts. And just recently, you've probably seen a few little articles. This one came out last night saying racist songs on SoundCloud with lyrics about whips, slavery under investigation by Maryland County's school board. That's going to be happening quite a lot on centralized services moving forward as people start to be they're starting to use these platforms more and more to actually put content, host content online. More of these sites who have agreements with advertisers, they're going to be strengthening what we can actually post, where we can post it. So one of the wonderful things about the Steem blockchain is that it does have the ability to be immutable. And that means once you've posted it onto the Steem blockchain, it is there for all time. Now, the front ends may block access to it if they get a cease and desist, but there is lots of different ways that you can query to get that file back. You can build your own front end to host that on your own server, move that server around, etc., etc. So you're not being controlled by the marketing team or the sales team in terms of what content can be hosted. You start to see these things happening on YouTube being demonetized because it's not content they want to see, and I think we're going to see that more and more in 2019. So this is a platform built on top again of the Steem blockchain called dsound, and dsound kind of looks a little bit kind of similar styling with the orange. Dsound.audio is a decentralized hosting site for audio clips, and it's in version 3 now, made by a Steemian called PRC at PRC on Steem. And he's just posted about 8 days ago a little bit of a update about 2018 and New Year's resolutions. There's a whole bunch of information in here, including a link to the Discord. So if you're really interested in audio, posting audio, already post audio on SoundCloud. I know they're working on a bunch of features in 2019 for people who are existing already on SoundCloud and monetizing what you already have there onto the Steem blockchain. So if you're interested in that, do get into their Discord and ask a bunch of questions about that. But it's a very simple platform, uses IPFS for storage, which, by the way, means that content probably won't be there after 30 days, because IPFS is kind of dependent on the hosts keeping that server up, that IPFS server up. But there is moves towards having kind of pro accounts, fairly cheap pro accounts, to keep those IPFS hashes or your content online. So if you're going to host on dsound or dtube, any of the decentralized IPFS hosting sites that we have, do consider that they aren't necessarily permanent locations. So if you're using this just for social media, for strategy, just to be able to promote your music, to get it out there, to then get people to come back to your SoundCloud or website, it's good for that. But if you want more permanent storage, then do look into kind of hosting your own IPFS to put your files on, or speaking to the guys in the Discord about how you go about and do that. So it's really simple. I'm logged in at the minute as one of my Steem accounts, or should I say one of our Steem accounts, which is at Team Audio, which is a podcast that me and Dalio do. And when you're logged in, you've got various settings here, my sounds profile, etc. The upload, very simple. You just drag it in your audio file. So they recommend WAV or MP3, 320 kilobits. Other ones supposedly work as well, but I've tried other ones and I've had problems where it's just sat there before. So I tend to use a WAV or an MP3 because it suggests to do so. You upload your audio there by drag and drop. You put in the title here, which is your blog title. Upload an image for the cover image, and then you can select what type of audio that is. So it might be music, podcast, samples, and then you can put in a genre and some tags. And I don't use these other settings, but download button, you can turn that on and off. That only disables the front end, obviously, button from downloading it. And then there's also a buy button, so you can put the URL of that sound. So it might be on Bandcamp or some other site where you've got the full quality version of it. You might want to put a lower quality version onto dsound. So once you've uploaded it, once you've clicked on this publish button at the bottom here, what goes to your blog post looks a little bit like this. So I've added a few more bits to this, but the title's there, the image that you've uploaded as cover art appears, then that text is the text that you put into this box, the sound description, and then underneath what what we do as well is we upload a copy to YouTube and embed that in there so that people don't have to go to dsound, or if they go to dsound and it's no longer there, then they can play that video back from YouTube in line, because Steampeak, Busy, all the front ends support YouTube natively. It's a whitelisted embed, which basically means that you can use it, and then people can either play it here or they can go through to the IPFS and get it from there. So you've got a few ways where it's getting stored. I also tend to put a copy onto Anchor as well, because then people who are following us on Anchor get a push notification and we send out tweets. So we've got it in 3 different locations, 3 different audiences: decentralized, centralized, and then application, which I think is a smart way of going about putting a podcast up in 2019, is having 3 different places where you can get it from. And then what I tend to do after it's posted this, I embed this YouTube once that's encoded, and then we create a little footer using text expander, which we drop in, which is links to places they can find our podcast on different sites on the web. And all of this is built by Anchor. So we put the file onto Anchor and then it distributes them to all of these different targets. So we just know that people can listen to it from different places. And then if you're lucky, if you look into the votes, that we did get a vote from dsound on this particular one, and it's not a great amount of money, but it's nice to get that acknowledgement that you're using their service. So what I'm trying to do with this course is show you that digital independence can mean that you can use lots of different front ends to connect to the Steem blockchain and upload audio through one of these front ends, which then gets stored on IPFS, which then gets posted to your Steem account that you've used. And then because you've used the front end, and because dsound has what's called a delegation from bigger whales in the Steem community, then chances are you might get a upvote for using their service, for posting content through their service, through their front end. So that's quite a quick overview of how dsound works. But if you're looking for an alternative to get away from SoundCloud, maybe your yearly pro account has just run out, or you're concerned about putting songs up there that may get taken down, then do take a look at dsound, and it might be just what you need.